Good morning and welcome to 2026. The Buddha bit is Bodhicitta, but we're going to talk about actualizing Bodhicitta. So, for example, I mean, if we often hear about Bodhicitta and work for the benefit of sentient beings, and like this, and I need to become enlightened to work better for the benefit of sentient beings. Okay, which is great, but it's important to sort of appreciate that the wish to work for the benefit of sentient beings is like the wish to go to Hawaii. And yes, I want to go to Hawaii. Yes, I want to go to Hawaii. Oh, I'd love to go to Hawaii. But when you go out and actually buy the ticket, is when you're actually engaged bodhicitta. So prior to that, it's always wishing state. So just thinking, I want to become enlightened is no different than just wishing I'd like to go to Hawaii. But if you then, well, so the point being is that what's important is to say, okay, my bodhicitta is my creativity. Now, obviously, whatever level of a bodhisattva we're at is it's personal. But the thing is that buying the ticket, packing your suitcase, going to the airport, getting on the plane, all of that's engaged because you're actually doing something, not just thinking about, I want to be in Hawaii. So, in the same way, then, that, meditating every morning for 15, 20 minutes, this quietude meditation, that's like you've bought the airplane ticket. You're actually doing something. Now, of course, what you need to do is say, well, I'm going to meditate for 15 minutes, and I'd like to make that an offering to my family, my friends, the people at work, benefit of all sentient beings, for all sentient beings. But start off with something that is going to touch you emotionally, and then step it forward to being then okay for family and friends and people at work, and then find people I meet on the street and such, so that you actually progress emotionally with an emotional feeling into my meditation of the next 15 minutes is for more than just me. Okay, and then that's like you really have, you're packing your suitcase like at that particular point. So you're actually doing something. But the more important thing is that, well, not that it's the thing. I mean, the meditation's important, but for example, creativity. Bodhisattvas, and certainly the Buddha spontaneously, but let's say Bodhisattva is a little bit easier to understand because they have the intention to be of benefit. And then skillful means is what's the most appropriate way to act right now with this person, with this situation. Maybe just being friendly, maybe saying nothing. But the thing is, you are just available to say something, do something, or whatever in the moment. And so the real, let's say, activity of bodhicitta when you've got to the engaged level is creativity. How am I creatively working with myself? How am I creatively working with others? Am I doing it well? Could I improve on that? How could I be better at being creative? So bodhicitta really is creativity. And so the bodhisattvas go from the first to the 10th bhumi are all more and more creative. And then finally, Buddha Shakyamuni or Tara or whatever Buddha, just the Buddha consciousness is supreme creativity. Because if you think of all the weird sentient beings that are out there, the energy of the Buddha's holy mind is sort of, you might say, is always just against their cheek. It's always just right there. And whenever there's a little bit of an opportunity to help that sentient being to become more enlightened, the Buddha spontaneously manifest something to help them, help that person thing. And they don't then say, hey, I helped you. They don't have to do that. They just basically have the nature of that to try to help you become a little more enlightened. So you could really say the Buddhas are the ultimate expression of creativity. Bodhisattvas are pretty good at it. And then we're in there somewhere along the lines. So the message for 2026 is engage bodhicitta is creativity, whether creativity with yourself or then being able to use that creativity with others, however you want to phrase it, that's what's important. So that's the Buddha bit for 2026 is Bodhicitta Creativity 2026. Okay, so big hugs, take good care.